funny moment is playing ball today. We had a team who it's like the sign up list that we had
Right.
when you played, right? You sign up or whatever. If you lose. So there was this group of guys who came together and they didn't want to be a part of the pick when the captain's pick. They wanted to play together. Um, I'm saying this, there were a group of white guys that play cross country together. They wanted to play together. So they were like, you guys could pick your teams. We'll just pick whoever loses. So we end up playing them eventually. And they're all white guys that got on black shirts. And we had a white guy on our team. And one of our players, he mistakenly passes it to one of them. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help but yell out, they don't all look alike, man. They
Oh
had me
man.
dying. But they did look alike. They were all white with
Yo,
long hair
chill.
with bangs. I was like, I had to go over to him and be
They
like,
came in. They came in uniform.
I had to go over to him on the side, be like, they do look alike, though. I get it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm.
I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. And I think that's our challenge as people, is to figure out how our story can impact others and motivate them in a way to create their own greatness.
welcome to the Welcome to the 303 podcast. I am your guy, Hans Ludor, here with my man, Evan.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I got my guy with me, Lou. What's going on, Lou?
See, I told you it wasn't gonna work. I knew it.
And
What
the
it do?
Hate
What it
proof
do?
podcast. It just showed you
Hey,
right there.
look, man. Just because before y'all judge me and be like, he wore that shirt in another episode. It's Black History Month. I jumped the gun. So since this is the first episode that's dropping on Black History Month, do not forget. Do not forget. Let's get it.
Let's go, baby. Black Power. And we have our guy, Christian, the Pod Mamba, in the background, coaching us through another great podcast. We have a lot in store for you guys today. So we're just going to jump right into it. Ev, Lou, you guys have been around long enough to remember Tupac versus Biggie, East Coast versus West Coast. It was a great time in rap. It was a sad time in rap as well, too. And we have something slightly similar. We have the king, LeBron James, out here on the West Coast trying to do his thing with the Lakers. And we have the New York Knicks. We're surging on a win streak, having the best record in the NBA since the new year, making moves out here, putting everybody on notice and reminding them why New York is the mecca of basketball. And LeBron James has been in the center of, I guess one would say, theories of him maybe switching coasts. And people suggest that maybe it's time, especially given that the Lakers beat the Celtics without Bron and AD. And it led people to posit, myself included. I was the first one to put it in the chat. Hey, Lakers won without Bron and AD. They beat the Celtics, top team in the East. Are we ready to say that LeBron may be part of the problem with the Lakers? Et cetera, et cetera. And, everybody hating off of us guys, the 302 podcast, Stephen A. Smith runs with it. All these other guys run with it because they clearly they're in our phones. They're trying to get on our wave.
Come on, man. You
So
already know.
they want to get out there. So people put these theories out there. LeBron going to the Knicks, is it plausible? Does it get them to the championship? Stephen A makes a plea on ESPN First Take, basically inviting the king to give it consideration. Not sure if this is what leads LeBron to put a tweet out there with these emojis with the king, the crown, and the liberty. So, number one, I was about to say this. Does anybody say emoticons anymore? Or is that's showing my age? That's showing my age, isn't it? Yeah, it's showing my age. It's emojis now.
I wasn't gonna pick on you.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't say it, but I still am aware of the vernacular. But it's fine. It is what it is. I'm just showing my age here. I'm 36, y'all. I'm 36. But anyway, so this cryptic tweet, it's not the last time. It's not the first time LeBron has done it. He's done it before, right? He's always put stuff out there to put him some mystical figure around him. What are your thoughts on it? I'll start with you, Ev, given that it's dealing with your team that's surging right now. Do you think this is a signal or a poke a jab at the Lakers organization? Or is it LeBron feeding and trolling everybody in regards to the conversation that's being had? How seriously should we take these emojis? And this is the world that we're in. We're dissecting and analyzing emojis, man. This is it. We're here. We're here. What do you think? How should we weigh this tweet?
So it's funny that we're even having this conversation. As you mentioned, you're 36 years old. I may or may not be 40 years old. LeBron James just turned 39 years old. And so my wife's younger than all three of those numbers there. And she asked me or sent me an article a week or so ago that asked the question, when is too old to still be using emojis? And when she sent it to me, I wasn't sure if she was talking about me. I wasn't sure if she was just making a general statement, something interesting. She may have been talking about me, but we
Okay.
get LeBron James, and so he sends out the hourglass tweet at the beginning of the week, ends up sitting out the Celtics game, and then he sends the Statue of Liberty and the crown hours before he plays my beloved Knicks in the Garden. And so you want to know my thoughts on this, do you? Well, LeBron James is a little bit parched,
Oh,
a little bit thirsty, a little bit
wow.
dehydrated. Perfect time. And take a sip, Hans. Take a sip because that's
Boy.
what the
Wow.
the king was looking for. Okay. But it's exactly what
Ooh.
you said. It's not anything new. This is LeBron's MO. It has been for many years. We remember last year with Denver, when they swept him out, and LeBron wanted some of that news to be about him. So it was, I'm gonna retire.
Oh
I'm thinking
yeah.
about retiring. To get the news cycle.
Come
LeBron
on, Ev.
heard.
Just say what it is, Evan. LeBron is an attention whore. That's it. He
I
loves the
mean,
spotlight on him. No matter who else has a good storyline in the league. No, it should be about me. It should be
it's
about
you.
LeBron.
You said it. You said it perfectly. He came in, and all this story about the Knicks and the attention that they've been getting the past month, playing well and whatnot. I think an article came out a few hours before he sent it saying, and it was an article saying, is Jalen Brunson the new king in New York? And LeBron sees everything, so he knew exactly what he was doing. Now I will say, as it relates to the hourglass emoji, they've been trying to figure that one out as well. And I think what he was just saying is that time is up. That there's no more time for them to figure out what needs to get done. They've just got to go. By the time y'all hear this, it'll be the day before the trade deadline on February 8th. And they'll either have made a trade for Murray, DeJounte Murray, made a trade for somebody that we didn't expect, or they'll be stuck with the roster that they have right now. Either way, I don't see it as a championship contending roster. Um, so I think LeBron, in his passive aggressive way, is letting out his frustrations and sending messages that something needs to be done, or else he's going to be doing something. And we'll end up seeing what that'll be. But as Lou said, LeBron loves that spotlight. Yeah, when it's not on him, he finds ways to pull it to him. So that's exactly what we're dealing with here.
Mm, okay. Lou, sticking on the theme of the emojis, and LeBron giving timely or untimely emojis in regards to the situation that's going on in LA. What do you think is an appropriate emoji that would describe the state of the LA Lakers right now and
Hey,
what's going
man.
on?
I love this emoji it can be considered the woozy emoji, or one of my favorites, the drunk emoji. It's doing like
Yeah.
that's where the Lakers are right now, man. All these different things buzzing around them, what LeBron wants to do, you know what I mean? What's going on the court actually? What, you know what I mean? What's going on with Mr. Ham himself? So it's so many different stories buzzing around. Nobody really knows, what to make of it, the head of the feet. We'll see, like Evan said, what happens come trade deadline area. But that would be my perfect emoji for where the Lakers are right now, the woozy / drunk emoji, because that's what it's looking like right now with that organization.
Right. And I think that's a perfect emoji to kind of figure out what's going on, because it just has you all over the place and figuring out what's happening. I am in a agreement with Ev in the sense of, at the end of the day, something has to be done, and they don't have time to kind of play around with it. Here's my concern. I hear a lot of people say, hey, they have the same or similar record that they had last year, and look where they ended up last year, which is true. But I don't think the West is the same as it was last year as well, which
Perfect.
makes it very much so concerning. I'm disappointed in what I've seen on the court, and as far as the Lakers, and it's from LeBron's standpoint. I'm disappointed in him just not corralling the team and pushing through and doing what you need to do. I don't know if it's the age factor, and now he is realizing his mortality, and I guess maybe seeing that cliff that people are long waiting for him to kind of reach the other end of, similar to Tom Brady. So he now has to do things differently. He can't carry a team like he used to. But I am surprised that he's not taking more initiative on the court to corral and make this team better,
When
because
has he ever done that though? When has he ever corralled the team?
he's done it. He's done it in the Cavs. He's done it in the Cavs. And the difference is the Cavs organization was kind of just all over the place, and LeBron knew he wasn't going to get much support, so he had to do what he had to do. I've seen it do it. There's no reason those Cavs should have made it to the finals, and LeBron got them there. So my thing is this: if you're looking for your front office to do this and they're not doing it or whatever, at what point do you just put it on the court and do what you need to do? You are supposed and are heralded as, one of the NBA players with the top IQ, right? You see things before they happen. You play the game within the game. There's so many videos out there of LeBron calling out the other team's plays, the other coaches, moves and things of that nature. So I'd like to see him kind of put that effort in on the court. I think it's telling that the team was able to beat the Boston Celtics without LeBron and AD present. Now, yes, people are going to say Boston, underestimated them. They played down to their level, et cetera, et cetera. Boston has their own issues that they need to contend with as well. But yet, and still, when you were looking at that game and seeing how the ball was moving and see how they were playing, for me, and I guess Christian speaks to it if he wants to, he doesn't have to, it felt like they were playing with less of a burden out there. It felt like they were just playing ball. Does that make sense? It felt like they were just playing ball. And where's the emoji for just playing ball? I need to see that on the court. Like, where's that? Because to me, you're putting yourself at more risk by waiting until the trade deadline, February 8th, right? And seeing if the front office does something or not, and then trying to turn it on. Just do it, bro. Just get out there, get on the court, make the adjustments that you need to, i.e., play through AD, and make it happen. But that's just my take on it. You were gonna say something there?
The emoji that captures all of that you were talking about, in my opinion, is that trap emoji. That one with the box with the cheese under
With the
it.
cheese.
And I like to put an extra wrinkle on it and send it with invisible ink so you don't even realize it's a trap. Because this whole Laker topic is a trap. This team isn't good. This team hasn't been good all season. Yet we keep getting trapped into talking about all these minute stories about the ninth place team in the Western Conference. We should give them the same amount of attention that we give the ninth place team in the Eastern Conference. No offense, Luke, but this team isn't there. You said it exactly. This isn't last season when you had a whole bunch of teams struggling to figure themselves out. You got a whole bunch of teams in the West that are peaking now, that are much well formed. The Lakers aren't sneaking up on teams like they did last year. Minnesota, OKC, Phoenix, Clippers, Sacramento, New Orleans Pelicans. These are teams that are better than they were last year.
And teams you can't poach coming into the trade deadline because stuff is starting to click. So
exactly.
your window of who you think can be the pieces that may fit, that window is closed significantly in the past week. So,
why is Evan
DeJounte,
like the Lakers aren't only 3 games behind the Suns in 6th place?
The Suns
Western
team
Conference
that is getting better
is not the same as the Eastern Conference 9th seed. Stop! Don't do that.
I did it.
The Lakers actually have a record.
It's done. It's done. Y'all have been a bottom team all season. I shouldn't say a bottom team.
A
Y'all
500
been a
team all
playing
season.
team. Yes, a 500 playing team all season. This isn't like last year where y'all gonna fluke into a team that was struggling like Memphis.
Talking about the Suns being better. All right, man. That's why the Lakers
team.
have won their seasonal record against the Suns, right?
Hey, congratulations, man. Congratulations. I hope y'all play them in the play-in.
I hope so
More
too.
context.
It's all about matchups in the playoffs.
It is.
Not who's better.
It is. Yeah, it's about who's better too. But yes, it is about matchups. But it's not going to be the same as it was last year. I say this. The issues that y'all have with the players on your roster are the issues that y'all had coming into the season. Now, yes, y'all do have some injuries. I'll give you that. But this has always been a flawed roster. Y'all have gotten the best season y'all could have gotten from Anthony Davis and LeBron James. And it's not going to get better than what they're giving you guys now. Now, listen, the best thing that can happen for y'all is me going this hard with this take. And because, when I go this hard on the take, y'all going to end up with Larry Markkinen and Donovan Mitchell by Thursday.
Right.
So I'm doing y'all a favor right now.
I need you to relax, Ev. I need you to
I'm
relax.
just saying, man.
Let's relax on this.
Outside of that, I hope y'all get some help this week.
Well, since you know so much about him, how about you tell me what do the Lakers need? What are the things that the Lakers didn't fix in the offseason that you're so
adamant about? Your coach is number one.
And you've been
we could both agree. We could all agree on that.
So we agree with that. We agree with that. Your backcourt defense is not there. You don't have guard defense. And
that's why you guys keep trying to poach my guy. Leave him alone. Caruso.
Do our guards need to play defense, or can we just have our defender guard the best guard on the other team?
Well, the defender who y'all have keeps either getting hurt or is it inconsistent. Cam Reddish isn't filling that role. Vanderbilt's hurt now, is not filling that role.
It was Vanderbilt.
Gabe Vincent has been hurt. He's not filling that role.
Who?
Gabe Vincent. Exactly.
I don't know who that is.
Hachimura does not fill that role. Y'all have nobody that can stop the guards in the league. And again, go through the list.
I saw Rui.
Who's going to stop Shea
last night?
Who's going to stop Shea? Who's going to...
Oh, that's all Vanderbilt. I mean, Vanderbilt getting hurt last night was...
Yeah, that was big.
Such a hit in the nuts. Because...
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say because he is our best point of attack and wing defender. So not having him, I think that changes the Lakers' viewpoint on even the trade deadline.
I agree.
How long is he out for with the foot?
We don't know yet. They're still doing MRI tests and stuff. So we won't know until probably tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay.
But the fact that Darvin was playing Vando for 23 minutes, he kept on saying that, they need to ramp him up. But then I see his little pet Torrey be injured for a game and then come back from injury and play 33 minutes.
Wow.
Look, the issue, one of the big issues with him is he's never built on any momentum that you had in the previous season.
Oh
You
no.
know,
Our whole
so
thing this offseason was continuity, right?
Mhm.
Well, we did that, right? We signed our core players. We re-signed them. D'Lo, AR, Rui, Vando. They all got new contracts. We were supposed to expand on that. Not for Darv, not to expand on it, and then Darvin be like, yeah, I think we're just gonna go from the 4-1, the 4-out one offense to a 5-out offense. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna change up our defensive scheme. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start our mid-level TPE player Prince as a starter because Vando's out. But then when Vando comes back, it's like, we're just gonna keep him there because we want spacing. Lakers offensive rebounding is awful. They let the other team offensive rebound on them all the time because there's no rebounding on that team because we have a guy who does not rebound. And he's been on record saying that. But when Vando comes in, all of a sudden he gets offensive rebounds. He helps with the rebounding. He gives us second chance points. So there's just so many analytics. There's so many numbers that you could show Darvin. You could be like, look, like this lineup is better than this lineup. This, we have a better plus minus with this. But then he's just going to keep on doing whoever he likes. He likes his guys, and he's going to keep on playing those guys, whether it's the detriment of the Lakers or not.
Let me ask you this. Given the strict timeline and window that LeBron is in, what's stopping him? Because we can argue he's done this before. What's stopping him from getting Darvin out of there? What is it about Darvin that is allowing him to stick around? Is it the Lakers front office operating
I
differently
think,
than
yeah, I
LeBron's
think,
previous teams?
yeah, I think Genie doesn't want to pay Darvin for another 2 years while hiring
he's
Well,
another
he's not
sitting
there.
down doing nothing.
Yeah. And if we, I mean, don't get me wrong, I want him fired. I mean, tonight, honestly, like you look at a Laker game, they all go to Phil Handy when they're talking to someone. All of them, all our core players, they go to Phil Handy. I'd rather have him just interim if that's just going to happen because Darvin's not doing his job at all. He finally benched his boyfriend.
Wow.
And then started Rui, right? Which that's one of the lineups that we've all been clamoring about. And then Rui gets 19 minutes the whole game. And how many minutes did Torian play in the Knicks? Albeit he played well at the second half. In the fourth quarter, he was part of that lineup that brought the Lakers back and beat the Knicks, right? But how many minutes did he play? He played like 38 minutes or whatever he played. Like that's ridiculous, dude. A $4 million guy should not be getting 30 plus minutes and playing more minutes than not only Rui Hachimura, who you just gave a 4-year contract in the offseason, but D'Angelo Russell, who got 27 minutes. That's
Russell's
it.
been balling lately, though, so been balling late. You're right. I mean, but that's my thing. Like, if LeBron is now incapable because of how the front office operates at the Lakers institution of getting rid of
It's
his
just this
coach,
season, though. I think if it continues, that he's going to get fired in the offseason.
okay.
Yeah, but you know,
But the thing is, LeBron don't got seasons to waste.
And then that's not my problem.
That's not your problem.
he's
He's
a
a
Lakers
Laker.
fan. He's a Lakers fan, not a LeBron fan.
Which
I was gonna
agree
say
with.
that's what the hourglass could have possibly been for was LeBron saying, "Listen, my time is just about up." And reminding it, he might have been in his Drake mode and trying to let us know y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. And that's what he sent the hourglass for. We're thinking it's for something more scandalous.
Okay. I mean, facts. Let's switch to the other team that they played against, the New York Knicks. Now, we do know that OG wasn't there, Grimes wasn't there, Randall wasn't there as well. The win streak was broken. But what's your outlook on your team moving forward, given the injuries that you have right now?
Yeah, so I mean, best record of January, best Knicks month since 1994. The OG trade has been phenomenal. Put us in place position wise automatically once that trade was made. The big thing is just we're hurt right now. Randall's a huge loss. I've been saying, all year. I know he gets beat up a lot in the media and whatnot, but he's our X factor. OG, he's been day to day for the past week, and then Grimes getting hurt as well. Grimes hurts from the standpoint of what he brings from shooting, but also in potential trade piece as well, because he's mentioned his frustrations throughout the year. The big part for us right now, and why the first 3 wins of this week were big for us, was that we're just stacking as many wins as we can right now and buying time until we get healthy. The East, as good as we were, we've been, and that we've been since January. Cleveland has been right there in pace with us. So right now I think they're the 3 seed. We're the 4th seed. We've been number 1 in defense. They've been number 2 in defense, right? So they're clicking and they're getting stronger while we're biding our time with injuries. We heard the news about Joel Embiid right before we went to recording tonight, having his procedure for his meniscus. No timetable yet, but he's going to be out for a while. So that's Philadelphia right behind us. Will they stay where they at, or will they falter some? We'll see. But we're still right there, jumbled up with them. Indiana right behind them, and then you've got the Heat. You never know when they're going to peak. So for us right now, it's about just continuing to get these wins as much as we can.
And finally playing Fournier. Playing Fournier.
Fournier is.
Why do y'all hate him? Why do you hate this man?
I guess he don't play defense, man. Tibbs has a type, and if you're not that type, you're not gonna play. I mean,
thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, because I was gonna ask you next and pivot also because Lou has history with Tibbs. Are you concerned that this is a Achilles heel of Tibbs, being able to manage his players through injury? He has a history of running his players hard. So, do you have any
into
concerns?
The ground?
Do you have any concerns?
Brunson's coming up, man. 44 minutes, man. That's crazy.
Given where you guys are at, and given that the injury window that you're in, are you concerned with Tibbs and how he's going to manage his players with these injuries that they have? You do know, depending on the type of injury, they may need a little more rest. They may not need to be run this hard and things of that nature. So are you concerned that within this window, a lot can happen, and if Tibbs doesn't do the right thing,
I'm not concerned at all, man. In this world of pansies and load management, man, it's good to see some professional men out there, earning their paychecks.
Pansies
all right.
and load management.
Listen, man, Julius Randle getting him a 2 or 3 week break to recharge the legs, while he strengthens up the shoulders. He doesn't miss a lot of games. Brunson, I mean, listen, we just got to get Brunson to the All-Star break. I don't need him doing all those extra activities during the All-Star weekend. Just stay in your hotel room, take your pictures, play 10 minutes in the All-Star game, and then get back to business. All right. But we just got to get healthy. That's really it. We're in the market right now looking for a backup guard that can take some of that ball handling duties off of Brunson when he's resting. Deuce McBride has been looking better these last couple weeks, but we are in the market for a guard for that reason. But no, I'm not worried, man. Y'all out there to play ball, man. We're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, and we'll go
Jimmy Butler.
Yes, we'll get it. Yeah, you're saying all that till Tibbs has your guy there 2 weeks early, and then he's out for another 6 weeks. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. Not at all. Not bitter at all.
I was going to say that, Lou. Like, you have the history with Tibbs. You've seen what he's done to players. I'm not going to say what he's done, but how he's coached.
His system has not been most conducive for rehabilitation of players, especially when you have the youngest MVP in NBA history. But I know nothing. But in lieu of injuries forever plaguing my team, I mean, obviously, right now we're dealing with another injury with Levine and him being out. I know there's a lot of conversation around, oh, the Bulls, they're better when Levine is out, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody pump your brakes. Our record without Levine is 13-12. You know what I mean? So yes, we have some flashes of games where, where we've been able to be successful without him. But the one of the biggest things about with Levine being out, I mean, what does that mean for us as we continue? I think, we're still developing our identity. I know one thing that I've mentioned to you guys in the past was one of the biggest things, it was an identity issue with who's the leader, right? Is it DeRozan? Is it Levine? And what I've seen now with Levine being out and what DeRozan is doing, though he's had some of his ins and outs, Levine really, I mean, DeRozan really doesn't seem to be much of a leader himself. So whatever confusion was brought in with him coming in, it really to no point. But one of the greatest things I have been able to enjoy with Levine being out is seeing the emergence of Kobe White. You know what I mean? And how great of a player he was. Watched him at UNC, knew he was a great guy. I know that I wanted Ja Morant winning that draft, but we were shafted out of being in the top 3. But yes,
tell me about it, sir.
Facts. Ev knows about that as well.
If you think you continue, it's cool.
Yeah, I understand your gripes. There's no reason why a team in Ohio, never mind. But point is, when seeing the emergence of Kobe White, I mean, with the 25 games that he's played without Levine, yeah, his points has jumped up from 15 to 22. And I mean, he's up from 4 to 6 assists. And he's also, I mean, he's almost added another 2 rebounds in his game, going from 3.5 to almost 6 right now. So Kobe White has really kind of taken the reins and stepped in as a point guard and really, doing what he's doing as really quietly leading the team in a way that I'm really excited to see, because it gives me some hope of whatever happens with Levine. Obviously, DeRozan won't be there forever. We at least know that we at least have a piece in Kobe that we can think about for building in the future. DeRozan's points haven't really changed much with Levine being in or out. Caruso's maybe have fluctuated only by maybe a point or two, or assist or rebound or two. But Kobe White is really the main story there. I mean, I'm really happy and excited to see how he continues. And we'll see, man. But look, we've had success with Levine. We've had some success without Levine. I think we're gonna keep the ship steady, and hopefully we can stay within the plan, and then go from there. I don't know what we'll do by the trade deadline. I'm just gonna be a spectator like everybody else, and gasp. Well, I wonder what my emoji will be.
Right. I was about to say, are you gonna tweet out an emoji?
I probably will tweet out an emoji, but it might be a slew of emojis, because I'll be going through each of my emotions by emoji.
All right, bet. So listen, guys, we've been burying the lead. Now it's time to discuss the most important thing that has happened during the week. And we need to sit here and celebrate it. Matter of fact, I probably need to get up.
The other in-season tournament? The other in-season?
Whoa, not the other in-season tournament, the championship. I need to go get my drink and pop this bottle and celebrate the Blazers winning the most important game of their season.
Oh, so y'all got your Harry, there's the Larry, there's the Gary, and there's the Harry.
Hey, we came in here and we handled business. Dame came in, it was emotional. We loved seeing him. They did this whole big to-do when he walked in. Look, he's talking to his regular people, him sitting down with Blazers personnel, and yeah, we get that. Oh, we miss you, yes. He had a special interview and saying that, he'd love to retire as a Blazer. Yeah, whatever. But I needed our guys to be locked in, to be focused, and listen, understand, I'm a Dame fan. I have him on my fantasy squad, right? I said it. I need him to score like 50, but I need the Blazers to win. I need him to pull a Booker, a Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, give me buckets, but lose. So I need y'all to understand and to join me in celebrating the Portland Trailblazers for handling business. Simons did his thing. We're
Clap it
out
up.
here.
Clap it up for the Blazers.
Listen,
Hang the
man, take
banner.
your victories, man. Listen, take the victories. You know, DeAndre
Oh, yeah.
Ayton gave me 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Simons gave me 24. I'm here for it. Okay. We came in, we handled business, even though there were a couple plays where Simons turned the ball over. And I was like, what's going on? What's happening?
Did y'all
But
handle
even
business tonight?
Scoop, though, Scoop came, huh? Say it again.
Did y'all handle business tonight?
No. We lost tonight. But who did handle business tonight? Look up Aiton's numbers and compare to Jokic. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Ayton is coming around. He's coming around. We didn't handle business tonight, Christian, as you're alluding. But what matters is we handled it when it was important against the Milwaukee Bucks and spoiled the homecoming. We got the dub. Shout out to my squad. Listen, I don't need nothing else, man. We're good. We're good, man.
I got a couple
That's it.
Portland questions for you.
We're good, man.
Couple
You know,
questions.
we did it. We did it, mama. All right, go ahead, man. My bad, man. Go ahead. Emotional. It's emotional.
Aiden has had some solid performances in the past couple weeks since he was able to get out of his house from the ice.
Yeah, man, that's tragic. Go ahead.
Brogdon
Those hills,
had
man.
a solid season for you all. Jeremy Grant gives you Jeremy Grant numbers.
Mhm.
Anthony Simons can shoot the lights out the ball. And Shaden Sharp looks like something.
Shaden nice, bro.
We ain't seen him. He's injured. But yeah, go ahead.
What's your take on Scoot Henderson? And here's the reason I ask. You put LaMelo Ball on this team. I feel like y'all might be a playoff team.
LaMelo can't stay healthy.
Well, I'm just saying that's that talent, right? You put
that type of player, that talent.
Yeah, that type of talent, right? I feel like y'all might be a playoff team. You put of course.
What's the question, Evan?
I'm getting there. Have you seen enough from Scoot that makes you think he can turn into the type of lead guard that can carry these role players? Because the reason I ask, you hear all the stories about trading these pieces that the Blazers have. I kind of feel like y'all are a point guard away. If Scoot plays like the number 3 pick,
right?
Y'all have a good team.
He's had flashes. So here's the Blazers' problem, and I'll go ahead and say it. We don't do a good job at developing players. That's never really been our thing. The players that have shined and developed, it's been through their own tooling and hard work, and not necessarily the organization itself picking and their spots and coaching them through that development, right? CJ McCollum took it upon himself, went through the lab, you know what I'm saying, got his handles up, got his shot up, developed that floater, and made himself into what he is now. It wasn't necessarily the Blazers organization and the coaches, doing that per se. So I say that to say Scoot has potential. He's a downhill player. He needs to work on developing a shot and understanding that you can't play the game at one speed, right? So I don't want to say he's John Wall-like, but remember John Wall when he first came in and he was just straight, I'm just going to go up to the hole, just one speed. Scoot needs to develop his game in that sense. Now that works in the G League, right? Where you don't have the same talent, where you can do that and you get more results because the talent isn't the same. It's not going to work here. You have people who can stay in front of you. You have people who can guard you like that. So the development that they need to work on him is pacing of the game and developing other arsenals, i.e. this jumper. He needs to develop the jumper. Jeremy Grant, honestly, he's our most consistent. He's doing his things. There's not too much you really need for him, right? Brogdon, he's doing his thing too. He's solid. I think, would be a great veteran presence and helping us make good decisions at the end. So yes, you may not start him, but you're ending the game with the ball in his hand, right? Unfortunately, if Shaden continues to do what he does, we're going to have to make a decision between him and Simons. The decision is going to have to be made. As far as Ayton is concerned, he just needs to figure out who he is now. And I think as soon as he humbles himself and understands who he is, and Chauncey develops plays where they kind of get him going, but understands he needs to eat in the offense as well and not without the ball running through him, he'll do great. He put up 27 the stats tonight. Like he put up numbers tonight against Jokic.
He
That's
knows
saying
exactly
something.
who he is. He's a max player, baby. He told you.
Yeah, dominating, right? As Christian throws in my face all the time. So, so yes, we do have the pieces. The key with Portland, like it's been for years, is just developing those pieces. And unfortunately, we've always come short doing that. Until the organization takes it seriously and hires and puts in the money towards developing these players into who they need to be, we won't see that because at the end of the day, we don't have the privilege that the Knicks, Lakers, and other big markets have in trading and buying these pieces, right? We don't have that privilege. We have to be like a Denver and groom and grow. We have to be like a OKC and groom and grow. We have to be like those players. We can't be like the Clippers. We can't be like those other teams who can draw those big names. We don't have that luxury. And the sooner we get that in our heads, the better. But that's where we're at. But we won, baby. We won. Shout out to us. Shout out to us.
Shout out to
us,
the
man.
Harry. Shout out to the Harry.
Hey, man, we got that all-star out of our building, okay? We love you, Dame. We love you, but see you later, all right? So, speaking of the all-star, I think that we would be remiss if we did not mention that the reserves were announced on TNT this past week. So, the all-star lineup is pretty much locked in, except for a couple replacements that we anticipate happening due to injuries. Now, we talked about snubs on the starters. Now, I just want to quickly touch on what's going on with the reserves, and we're just going to put it out there. I think it's clear. We all are shocked that there is not a single Sacramento Kings player on the reserves. So, no De'Aaron Fox.
I'm about to say
no
De'Aaron
So-
Fox.
and no Sabonis, right? But Fox is the one that's most glaring. But, we do have multiple players from other teams as well. And one team, notably the Lakers, who have a worse record than the Sacramento Kings, but have 2 stars on there as well. So this snub is atrocious. What are your thoughts? I'll start with you, Lou, on De'Aaron Fox not making the All-Star team, but having a career season. Like, what's going on there? What's your take on that?
At the end of the day, is all-star, especially the way that you get onto these rosters. It's a big name game as well. The Kings, as much success as the Kings are having, they're still a small market team. They're still not getting this until they, make a deep run into players. Because think about it, as good as the Kings are right now, they're still not getting talked about as much as the Lakers. As much as some of these other teams that aren't, as good realistically. And I think that's really a big piece of it. And then you're going up in the West against a lot of other point guards, guys like Steph, guys like Devin Booker, and so on and so forth. So you have all these bigger names, and now they're picking, okay, who am I bumping to be able to have you on here? Is LeBron and AD both all-stars? It just depends what you're defining that by, because at the end of the day, all-star weekend, yes, it's about your stats and how you're doing and how you're playing, but also the name plays a big role in it as well. And I think that's what De'Aaron Fox, similar to like what Trae Young is dealing with on the East. I think that's what these 2 guys who are playing phenomenally this season, they're just not, getting their due. Now, obviously for Sacramento being such a better team right now, as opposed to Atlanta. But yeah, I think it's just by virtue of the fact that the other stars are outshining him. No pun intended.
Okay.
Maybe the
Your
Kings
take
should
on it.
have fans who could vote for them. I don't know.
So
Maybe that's a thought.
Well, I think we talked about this last week. I think the voting. Well, okay, you're getting into 2 things there. I think the voting is bigger than the markets that they're in. I think there's a large percentage of just casual fans. I use fans loosely that vote on All-Star, and they vote based off of the names that they know. Again, not to. I don't want to rehash, get back into it, but Dame plays in Milwaukee now. He came from Portland. This isn't a major market. He's a known name, right?
Yeah.
So that's a part of it. But even beyond that, we're talking the reserves. This is the
Yeah,
coaches
reserves.
doing here.
That's the coaches. It's
Yeah, I was
not
getting
the.
there. I was getting there. This is the coaches doing. But what I think it does speak to is we assume that because it's the coaches, that they're so much more in-depth and nuanced in the decisions that they're making on who's
They're
going to
not.
be on this team. Exactly. They
And I
worried about
think
their team
I'm about
and
to say,
what
and I
they
think the
got going
fans
on.
also influence them as well. Cause it's like, look, hey, you don't think that the coaches get told, like, hey guys, we also look, we need viewership.
Yeah, they
We
understand the
need
business of it
viewership.
as well.
So,
And I would say what probably happened is Cat scored 60 a week before their vote was due, and his name got hot. If Cat doesn't score 60 a week or two ago, De'Aaron Fox is in that spot instead of Karl Anthony Towns. That's my belief on it.
so
Do
Yeah,
you
but
think?
they're
by
also
what you said about the coaches,
there's
you think the coaches
You can't have the second seed in the Western Conference not have any All-Stars though.
They have Anthony Edwards.
They have Anthony Edwards.
Was he in it? Was he an All-Star?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro, for
Oh,
sure.
I mean,
Yes.
I have no rebuttal on
No
Cat,
battle.
Cat making it over like someone like Sabonis, because I think Sabonis is better than Cat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, but this is why, yes, I know it's the coaches vote on reserves, but I still stand on the fact that, look, a lot of this is by popularity because at the end of the day, All-Star Weekend is about viewership. This is the break. This is where, especially like the casual fans and so on, it's just like any big moment in sports, whether it's people watching the home run derby that don't watch the MLB season. Normally the people that watch All-Star and then they watch the playoffs or really just the finals, or in the NFL, people are really watching just the playoffs or they're watching the Chiefs now because it's Taylor. At the end of the day, it's about viewership. So as much as they tell us, oh yeah, it's the coaches plus the fans plus this and the third, we know at the end of the day what the driving factor is. It's a business. It's about entertainment. The big names are the ones that we want to see, and that's that.
Well,
and you make a
I
great
get
point about
that,
voting
but
out of market.
also like, nah, I'm not sitting here for it because yeah, Cat's a name, but De'Aaron Fox to me is more entertaining on the court than Cat is.
That's
But
because you are
what I
a
want
heavy fan, like you
no,
watch.
I'm not. I'm not even. Yeah, true.
Who's
but
no
also,
bigger name? Cat has commercials. Darren Fox doesn't.
Right. So here's where I'm leading to though. Do you think his history, and Ev knows a little more about this with Team USA and him kind of, snubbing them, and those are the coaches who are voting. Do you think that has kind of given him a reputation to where he is not viewed in the same light as other stars are? Because at the end of the day, these are the coaches. So if these guys that you have may potentially snubbed or, kind of rubbed the wrong way, if they're the ones voting whether you're participating in this event that essentially elevates you as a player, elevates your brand, why should they do that when you know what I'm saying, did them wrong, seasons ago or everything ago? Do you think that plays into it as well? Because I was thinking about, that situation right there.
Now you bring up a great point, and I mean it's human nature, especially when you're on the margins, right? Like you're looking at the last person in versus the first person out type of conversation. It's impossible to ignore that human element to it in making a decision like that. So no, I think there's some merit to that as well.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I feel like that could be like their little get back, right? Their little get back. All right, bet that's what you want to do. Here's our opportunity. Here, sit down for a little bit. You're not who you think you are. Real quick, sit down a little bit. So
He should have dropped 65 last week. He might be in the game.
Who knows? And won. Who knows? Who knows? But I think it's a travesty. I mean, I for one am aware. There's no way. I agree with Christian when he said that. There's no way LeBron's not going to be on an All-Star team, right?
Absolutely.
There's no way. So that should automatically be your Laker pick, right? Now, historically speaking,
AD deserves it, dude. Come on, man.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but that's also saying De'Aaron Fox doesn't deserve it too. That's my problem with that.
Okay, but
That's
if
my
you
problem
take
with
a
that.
big out for a
So
guard,
hold
then
on
it'll be
one
too
second,
many
Christian.
guards.
Hold on, let me finish. So what my issue is historically speaking, teams that have multiple all-stars, historically speaking, are teams that are high placed, teams that are doing well. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna make a Lou
that's-
point real quick. I wish I had my Lou voice. I don't have my Lou voice down, but what they're telling us is that according to the script, the Lakers will be a high placed team come the end of the season. That's why they got
and
two
very
all
much
stars
so.
now.
Right. They're predicting the future. They're foreshadowing. Basically, that's what they're saying. They're foreshadowing. Hey, it's the Lakers, man. We're gonna get La La Land in there some way, way or form. So it's just, I don't know, man. Like, for me, at the end of the day, given where the league's going, right, and what they want to do, if you want to uplift these small markets and things like that, that's a slap to the face to the Kings. That's what I'm taking. Like, it just seems like a huge slap in the face of a team that's actually doing well, that's playing well, who you guys have put on marquee matchups, revenge games. Like, you guys have promoted them against Golden State, so they're good enough to get you numbers and ratings on Golden State, but their players are not good enough to be represented in the All-Star game, and that's what it is. And it's no slight to AD, because also I feel like AD has played well this season. He's been the best player on the Lakers. I'll say it. He's outshined LeBron. So I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but at the same token, I don't think De'Aaron Fox doesn't deserve it. That's really what it is. And for me, you have so many other things that outweigh that, actually not outweigh, that motivates you to vote him in, and you choose to just look away from all of that. That's, to me, is concerning, which makes me feel like there's either a personal attribute to it, or like Lou's saying, like, at the end of the day, this is still a popularity contest, even when it comes down to the coaches. And AD is a bigger name, which he is and will always be, than De'Aaron Fox. Okay, then that's what it is. That's
Again,
just
I
facts,
don't think you could just switch a front court player for a backcourt player and then all-star. I mean, there will be too many guards playing.
No, Christian, I think at the end of the day, what Aaron, Hans, correct me if I'm wrong. AD could very well been snubbed in this situation.
I don't think so. He's having the best year of his career.
He's having a
right
career
now.
season?
Yes.
Like who else?
What do you mean?
Like who else?
De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is having a career season.
AD plays on both sides.
Bro,
Oh God!
by
so
how
now
he's
we're going to
playing,
both sides.
Yes.
no. By how De'Aaron
Because you
Fox,
guys don't bring in the fucking defensive side anymore. No one.
then why
it
isn't this
doesn't
team higher
matter.
seeded? Then why is this team isn't higher seeded?
My thing is this:
Because
Christian,
he
you
has all of
can't.
it. No one
Christian,
helps
you
him.
can't. You can't do
He plays
that. Like,
Torian Prince at
Nah,
the
bro.
if
team.
you're,
Nah, bro.
if you're,
I told y'all the trap emoji. Okay, we always get trapped into
hold
talking
on.
about
If
the
you're-
Lakers again.
if your reasoning is he's having a career season, right? If that's it, you can't just keep moving the goal line. That's
Exactly,
bull.
bro.
If he's having a career season, then
We're
De'Aaron
talking
Fox
about
should be
this
in there.
season. We're talking about this year.
If you're
Hans.
yes,
Yes, this year.
Yes.
Yes, this year.
This
He
year.
should be an all-star.
No, you're missing your point. If
Yeah,
you're
bro.
telling me AD is having a career season this year and should be an all-star, the same should be said about De'Aaron Fox.
Okay, but who's he
Period.
replacing?
So here's my thing, Christian. You're missing it. Here's my thing. Like Lou said, both of them could have been snubbed, is what I'm
Mhm.
saying. That's what I'm saying. And for me, the reason he wasn't snubbed, i.e. AD, was because of his name and who he plays for.
That's
Not
it.
because of what he's doing on the court. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not discounting what he's doing. What he's doing is great. But what I'm saying is he versus De'Aaron Fox, he didn't have the cachet. De'Aaron Fox didn't have the cachet that AD does.
I've been on Christian's Christian's bad side for enough of this episode. So watch how I get back on his good side here. Here's who should have been snubbed, Christian.
Luka
Stephen
Doncic.
Curry should have been snubbed.
you.
Okay.
Jesus.
Stephen
You
Curry.
wanna talk
No,
about-
you,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
y'all
So-
tripping.
That's why I talk
If
about
y'all
someone
don't-
on baseball.
no,
Hold
if
on, time
LeBron
out.
isn't snubbed,
Time
and
out.
Steph should be snubbed, y'all
Time
tripping.
out. Let's talk for a second.
Oh,
Let's talk for a second.
wow.
Okay.
Y'all are bugging. Luka should have been
27,
snubbed.
27 and 11 in 10th place in the play-in gets you snubbed in the East. But 28 and 5 in 12th place gets you an all-star spot in the West. Let's talk about it. That would be Trae Young versus Steph Curry.
Don't know what we're talking about here.
We're
Yeah, I
talking
know
about
you. I
Trae
ain't
Young
Trae
versus
Young
Steph
versus Steph
Curry.
Curry.
He knew
I
what
know
I
what
was
you're talking
talking
about. I know
about.
exactly.
No,
where
because
you're
I thought you were talking about De'Aaron Fox versus Steph Curry because
No.
Steph Curry has better numbers than De'Aaron Fox. So that's not happening.
going. Yeah.
But
Here's the
Steph Curry's
reality
in
of how
12th
All-Star
place.
voting is done. All right.
No. But Christian,
Hold
by
on.
Christian
Hold on,
switch.
hold on,
No.
hold on.
Because by what Christian's
Lou,
saying,
hold on. 50% of it,
team.
50% of it is fan voting. So that comes into the popularity thing, right? It all
We're
depends on
talking
your
about the
fan
reserves.
base.
Talk about the reserves. Talk
I'm
about the
talking, I'm
reserves.
just saying in general, this is how all-star voting is done. 50% is fan voting. 25% is player voting. 25% is media voting. And then they take the weighted averages, and that's how they make their all-star selections.
Where?
Okay. De'Aaron Fox was not a all-star in any of those metrics.
It doesn't matter, Christian. We're talking about the reserves. Who cares? He's never going to get a starting role. Nobody's arguing for this. He's not going to get a starting role
Reserves as
because he's
well.
not going to get the fan.
Reserves
So
are
here's my
selected by
thing.
coaches from
well.
their conference.
The coaches are there to balance the fan vote.
Yeah.
If that was the case, do you know how many times? Remember when? What year was that? I can't think.
This
It was
isn't
like
the
a fan
MLB,
vote.
Hans. The NBA coach
They
does
were
not
going
have to say
viral.
who comes in.
Say it
He
again.
doesn't get to this isn't the MLB. The MLB, the managers are able to select who they want to come in for the reserves. The NBA doesn't do that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Christian,
Bro,
Because it
the
says
fan
starters were
coaches,
chosen
the 30
via a
coaches,
vote
The
of
NBA
fans,
coaches,
players, and
the
media.
officials
30
for All-Star
coaches
don't
select the
bring-
14 reserves. I'm letting you know that right now. This is how it's going. 30 coaches select 14 reserves. And in the case of a replacement player,
Mhm.
Adam Silver chooses. That's how it goes. That's the rubric.
Who's the Western Conference coach for All-Star? Is it Malone? Or is it sorry.
It's Degno
OKC?
from OKC.
OKC. So then it's on him then for not choosing De'Aaron Fox, right?
It's not
No.
just his vote. It's the voting
The
of
coaches
the
of the conference.
They come together and they vote as a conglomerate of coaches
Okay,
in the conference.
so you're telling me fans, all of them, fans, media, players, and all coaches all said De'Aaron Fox is not an all-star.
You're missing it. For the
Fans-
reserves, only coaches vote to select. For reserves,
That's what I'm saying.
only coaches vote. So the
So-
coaches did not vote De'Aaron Fox.
Yes, I'm
That's
saying for the
bottom line.
reserve, the coaches
Coaches did not vote
snub
De'Aaron
did
Fox.
not
Correct.
vote De'Aaron
Yes.
Fox. They went with
Yes.
AD. Yes.
Yes. And Luka.
And they went with AD, Luka, Cat.
Great. I'm so happy.
Luka,
They chose
Luka was a
correctly.
starter.
Huh?
Luka is a starter. They went with Cat.
Yeah.
Cat
yeah,
was the one
Luka's a
that
starter,
blew
yeah.
me away.
Yeah. Facts.
That
So
blew
you
me
know
Empty
what?
bag of chips.
Then your guys' gripe with De'Aaron and whoever got snubbed are on the coaches who've seen them play in person.
Yes. We agree. That's been our entire gripe. We're saying
Look,
this
what we're
fugazi.
saying
I'm
is-
saying
what
that
we're-
there's influence from the outside for sure.
and
That's
I
what I'm
agree.
saying.
What
Well,
this is
apparently not for
proving
the
is that
All-Star.
this is what this is proving is that this is not a
Sorry,
foolproof
for All-Star
situation,
reserve.
right? It's still there's still flaw in it. And that's what basically the summation of it is, that they're still flawed in this, because at the end of the day, you could argue that you could have snubbed one of the Clippers players. You get what I'm saying? Like the narrative is
George, get the
coaching.
fuck out of here.
Because I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I'm a huge KD. I'll put it out there. KD, Paul George, and AD. You know why they got in? Because they're finally healthy. That's
Yep.
why they got in. They're rewarding them for playing well and being healthy. That's why they're in the All-Star. They're big names. They're finally healthy. Let's get them in there. Let's reward them for
So
being
disrespectful,
healthy. That's what the coaches did. That's what's happening. At the end of the day, you can't tell me. You can't sit here, right, and tell me, because I'm gonna be real. If they said no PG, De'Aaron Fox or something like that, you get what I mean? Like, I couldn't be too mad at it.
Honestly, Cat is like, look, you already had two centers. I was surprised that Cat got in anyway, because like
That
how
Cat
you
one
got
is
two,
wild to me.
you got
But
two
know what?
centers.
I'll even let that slide because they were number one in the West. You get what I'm saying? I'll even let that slide because they were number one in the West. And y'all know I'm not a big cat person at all.
Yeah, bro, that took a lot, man.
I just
Hey,
wanna
man.
say
Yo,
we
this what happens when
just-
Portland beats Milwaukee, yo.
I feel good, man.
How's it still on the high, yo? He's still
Listen,
on
man,
the
I'm
I want to
generous,
give
man.
us. I want us to just pump the brakes a tiny bit. All right. We just named 4 different All-Stars that shouldn't be on the team because of De'Aaron Fox. All right. We said Cat, KD, Paul George, and AD. We ain't even had to kick 4 people off. We just had to kick off 1.
Well, I named them because of injury. They got the vote because of injury. They've been playing well. They
Man.
finally showed up for
I'm
most of the
pressed
season.
because
That's
AD's
step
name keeps on
5.
being brought in,
So-
and AD's name shouldn't be brought in. He shouldn't even be an option. That's
You're
what
right.
I'm.
He shouldn't
That's
be an
what I'm
option. He shouldn't
crossed.
be on the team. I
No,
agree.
he should.
I agree.
this
He shouldn't be an
fucking
option. He shouldn't be an option. I agree. We're agreeing. We're on the same page.
No, shut up, dude. No, that's not what we're agreeing on.
We're on the
Hater.
same page.
You don't
bro.
gotta be a
What?
hater your whole life, Christian.
I don't understand.
I'm
We're
the hater?
finally on the same page. We're finally on the same page.
Hans
Anyway, on
Hans
that-
Hassan over here talking about AD shouldn't be on the damn squad when there's
That's-
other people.
Okay,
No,
so
you
That's
missed the
Mr.
entire
Hans El
point.
Hassan to you.
I
That's
didn't miss
Mr.
the
Hans
entire.
El
I know what
Hassan
you guys
to
are talking about.
Yeah, but all that just,
Pod Mamba lurks in the shadows until you spend too many minutes talking about his Lakers,
bruh,
and he
hey, it
you're
ain't-
right under.
Keep
Just
AD's
like, you know what I
name
mean?
out your mouth.
What's his middle name?
Marshawn.
There you go. Keep.
Anthony Marshawn
Anthony
Davis'
Marshawn
name out your
Davis.
mouth.
There you go. Say the whole name.
Oh man, I can't stand you.
All right, y'all. On that note, thank you guys for joining us. As always, if you want to hear any additional content and more Lakers slander, please tune into our overtime segment. We'll be sure to have a lot more on there. As always, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. What's up, guys? Thank you for listening to the 3 on 3 podcast. Please be sure to give the episode a thumbs up if you loved it. Hit that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit that bell so that way you're notified every time we drop a new episode. Hit us up on our social media, guys. You can find us at the 3 on 3 podcast on IG and Twitter. If you want to give us any ideas or suggestions, shoot us an email at the 3 on 3 podcast @gmail.com. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time.